Those same dumbass niggas. Them same irrational niggas, them same irrational thinkers that fly niggas around the country by the millions. You know what I'm saying? Daily.
And even though he's irrational, you know that he is qualified by people that are completely rational to allow him to fly the damn plane anyway, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yo, hey, Chef,
so you could be irrational,
he's
long as you talk by rational
trying to quantify something that we know from its
the guy that trained him is a believer too.
What?
The guy that trained him is a believer too.
The guy that who?
The guy that trained the pilot.
I'm the guy that trains pilot. Here, listen, that's what I do.
But you're talking about personal,
you're just a small. You're just a small portion of the entirety of who trains pilots.
Right.
But setting example was like he's cool with the pilot, right? As long as the pilot is trained by somebody rational. And I think like that's what we're saying. We ain't tripping on the fact that he's a Muslim. We're tripping on the fact that whether or not he know how to fly a plane.
Right.
But being a Muslim doesn't mean he can't fly a plane. Or if you're a Muslim, don't mean you can get to the level of flying a plane. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, there are religious professionals of all sorts.
Right? Let's go back to the discussion of how beneficial religion is for society. And let's weigh that statement. You live in a society that is secular. When you live in a theocratic society, what happens in a theocratic society? You have less freedoms. You're controlled more. The society don't develop. It decays when it's an autocratic, when it's a theocratic society. So there is no society anywhere in the world that ever benefited from being theocratic. None.
What are you saying?
I agree. I agree with Cedric.
You can find it everywhere because every civilization is gonna have rise and falls, bro. So you're gonna find that everywhere, bro.
Theocratic or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because people still gonna make fucked up decisions, bro. And gonna be greedy. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Let's look at the
Let's look at Islam, right?
Hold on.
Let's look at Islam. It started in the 7th century, right? It has a period where they call the Golden Age. That was theocracy. And that was
it wasn't. It wasn't as soon as the Arab world became religious and determined or deemed mathematics the science or the work of the devil, it decayed. That's why they stopped naming.
They were religious before the decay, bro. Like I don't know what
the introduction.
Apparently, that's what I'm saying. You watch the lecture, but you don't know the Islamic history. So you're saying what you're saying what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, but
that's just one example.
But you're getting that wrong, bro.
Let's go to Afghanistan.
No. You spout a history that's just incorrect, bro. You can't just go on. That's incorrect. What you said is just incorrect.
Yeah, he might got you on that side.
They were always religious. They started out as a theocracy, and they've always been. The fact is, they made a change in how they governed, but it was still a theocracy.
They made a change in what?
In how they govern, how they approach.
What did they change?
The change is they de-emphasized education. They turned away from education. They went with the spooky stuff.
What? And they focus on what?
The spooky stuff.
The spooky part of the same religion that brought about the religious
and let go of the secular values. And when they became more religious is when they downfall. So my point remains the same. Like you get
no. This is what you're saying. You look at all the good effects and you say, no, fuck that. Let's talk about the time when the shit collapsed. So we're gonna ignore the beneficial shit and say, no. What about the end when it collapsed? So it's no benefit. The beneficial shit?
In a theocratic society, you have less freedom. What's the beneficial? Let's name some of the benefits from a theocratic society. Let's go.
Listen, in the ancient world,
start there.
In the ancient world, Most of the theocracies, the societies
See,
were
I
theocratic.
ask a simple
You
question.
can't find none, man.
Name
Like,
the benefits from a theocratic society. I say the
history.
first thing
All you got to do is
eliminate
look at
is your
history, bro.
freedom.
All I know,
Look at history
all I
and
know
pick
is
out the one
James.
that was atheist. Pick out the atheist
There's more
civilization.
there's more
Pick 'em out.
conformity in a theocracy. How about that?
All I know is James
More
Modeste
unity.
is not going to pick up that motherfucking microphone and say, "Guess what, passengers? Ain't no guarantee we gonna land this motherfucker. Your prayers ain't being answered by nobody because ain't no God.
This nigga's a panic.
So let's just
No,
ride."
why do that? I don't even see the
Exactly.
jump.
And
I
that's
don't
what
even
we're
see why that should be a
saying.
procedure.
Hold on, but that's what we're saying is that sometimes you just let people be, like you just let them have what they got, and it doesn't put them in danger.
Well, yeah,
like
you can watch
you're
it
gonna
too.
fly. Hold up,
Listen,
you're
I got
gonna
a
fly to
testimony.
the best of your ability. Hold up, you're
I
gonna
got a-
fly to the best of your abilities, right? And they're gonna land, and then it's gonna be what it is. They're gonna get off the plane, and they ain't gonna never know that. Boom, ain't no God had no control over none of that.
I got a
but-
testimony. Check it out. Now, I grew up, check this out, Pentecostal. Okay? Check this out. I grew up Pentecostal. Matter of fact, my brothers and I played music. We would play music in Brooklyn, New York in the 70s. We playing music and we looking out at the congregation and it's poor people. Now check this out. I don't know if you know some of the denominations in this country.
Hold on, what kind of music
and where
was y'all
their
playing?
headquarters
Jazz
are.
or
Don't cut me,
y'all was
don't cut me. The headquarters for the Pentecostals were from Tennessee. So these white people comes up to collect the money from Brooklyn now in their Lincolns and their Cadillacs. And my brothers and I, we're looking out the front door and we seeing these cars out there and we're looking at the congregation. Yo, it wasn't soon after that. Yeah, I heard somebody say, as soon as I went off to college, man, at 17 years old, that was the last time I went to church. It was the last time. Now, I say that because I've seen people who had to quit school to go to work to help their family, but they didn't stop going to church.
Okay. And that might have been but that might have been enough to keep them to go to work, keeping them going to work.
Man, they're
keep them
going
going
there. They're going there
See,
for upliftment.
you're gonna stretch all the way there.
You act like y'all act like niggas.
Y'all
act like hold on.
They would have had a better life.
They act like
No,
niggas is in church 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nigga.
So
church is a goddamn 2-3 hour goddamn service that most people have on a damn Sunday.
No, they acting like they wasn't doing. They acting like they was no social. They acting like
365 days a year.
And I don't know about Cedric.
Maybe the church was the only thing keep them going.
I don't know about Cedric.
The man said that he didn't have the money to take care of his family, but he went to church. Like the nigga couldn't do that shit and take 3 hours out of Sunday.
And I don't know about
it's the 3 hours out. It's the 3 hours on a Sunday.
Yeah, but you don't know what that church meant.
Cedric Ortega, you might have had a hold on, Google Scholar. Cedric Ortega, you might have had a different type of lifestyle because you in a different country, right? But based on what James is saying, okay, cool. We actually can relate to that because our parents went to church. And we know about growing up in the church and everybody having hope and shit. That's what got our community going.
No. Listen, I'm Caribbean too. I grew up in New York. That's all. I grew up from a young age.
Talk about religion.
It's the same kind of thing. The Christianity is the same all the way through from the Americas. It's North, Central, and South America. We in the same fucking boat, man. We in the same boat.
I'm the devil. I'm a heathen.
We all demons.
In my society,
we all demons. We ain't no different.
I live on a 16 square mile island where 99.9% of the people are religious.
We all look. Glad to meet you. We all demons. We actually agree on everything that we talk about. Like that's
I don't make no excuses.
Do you think
I'm talking about when it comes to like
America,
religion and all that?
Do you consider United States atheist or more religious?
It's a secular country.
Right.
So where is the United States?
I get it. I agree.
Country,
I take your
secular.
Cedric, I take your position. I accept that. Now, where are we on the world stage?
Christian.
China is now the richest country in the world.
No,
and they're less
We're at the
religious.
top,
North
bro.
America.
Whether it's at the 3 or the 2, we're at the
Where
top.
are we on the world
Top
stage
5,
as
we're
North
there,
Americans?
We're there.
Well,
we are
in
the
terms
most
of what?
richest motherfuckers in the
Education,
world.
We are a
healthcare.
Christian country. We are
In terms of power. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to nitpick the areas that in terms of power.
In
I'm saying niggas don't flock like
influence.
niggas flock to America. Niggas of America ain't flocking nowhere else.
Right?
Like, no, there's a certain demographic that flock to America.
Right.
Nigga.
And you guys have this misperception. Like the majority of well-educated people, right, do not flock to America. They simply
like,
don't.
Why you're like you're making
Like,
a straw man, you're saying,
like,
well, what?
so-
I'm
so,
not saying
like,
that. I'm saying that
you're trying to make a point, like and again, it's a secular country
Right.
where everybody is free to practice whatever religion they want. That
You said
means
you said it's
religion has a
theocratic.
limited
You
influence.
said it's theocratic, right? And you say
No, it's secular. You
So
don't
so
live
you didn't
in a
say it was
theocratic
theocratic.
country.
You didn't say you
No,
consider it theocratic.
I said you're making a wrong
Right.
assumption.
Right.
You have freedom of religion in your country because it's a secular country,
Right.
and your religion has no influence on the government. And from the time you see it, like
religion
Roe
does
versus
it.
Wade,
Religion.
everybody kicks up a storm because they don't want no religious influence in government. That's completely different to a theocratic
But I'm
society.
saying
So you're
still,
making it.
no, because
equation that-
no, that's the conversation that we were having though. Before it keeps changing and changing and changing, bro. We're talking about the benefits of it. If it's only negative, then you won't see those religious countries in positions of power, bro. They be going the other direction.
You're not in a religious country. Like you're confused.
Most
you're
of
in
the
a
people,
secular country.
Cedric,
Regardless of
hold on. Regardless or not, but
of what the people believe,
I already know,
you are
I heard
in
you.
a secular
What
country.
I'm saying is that majority of the people in our country have a religion, right?
Irrelevant.
So our government is majority ran by people with religious values, bro.
Irrelevant.
Man,
Because
we're
the
at the
country
top still.
itself
It would
is
be
secular.
better if
go to a white church and see how empty it is. Go to a black church and it's always, and they mostly in the country, and they got some white churches, but the white churches are empty. All right, the white churches are empty, and the black churches are filled.
That's not true,
filled
man.
up.
You're just spitting some propaganda, nigga. White people go to church, bro. Church is
Yeah, I'm not
Again,
saying, well, yeah,
you're
it is.
building your
I don't want to
argument
get pseudo.
on a
You're
false
right.
premise.
You're right.
Scenario. The church is filled
You're
up.
right. You're right.
You're
It's not
building your
empty. It's
argument
not
on a
empty,
false
but
premise.
black
So
churches are fuller than white
You know,
churches.
I see black churches falling by the wayside, and niggas ain't
White
getting
people
like they
be
used to.
fucking with their
I've
churches.
seen a
And
lot
what
of.
you saying,
I know a
James?
lot of churches ain't there no more, niggas. That shit
Fuller,
fell down.
like we don't even have the data to even prove what you're talking about, James. Like, how do you know
Anyway.
what church is fuller than what church? Like, where you going by?
What state?
Well, I'm in Arizona.
So I'm
You
gonna
go to
say
the
this
Wild
again.
Wild
West,
West.
no
stroll-
motherfuckers is.
You know how many-
You trying to stroll by the white church in Arizona, see what's inside there.
like,
You like, damn, ain't nobody here. Like, hey, Jay,
you
I'm
go
glad
to-
you came through. Ain't nobody showed
So
up.
you go
Hey,
to
brother.
Maine, Ohio, you go to North
Tripping.
Dakota, like Canada, like not Canada, but you go to damn, up north, like
Man, come on, man.
Oregon. Who going to church up in Oregon, James? You
And
don't-
next y'all ain't gonna know how they sing in them white churches too. Y'all be acting like crazy, man. Come on, man.
I ain't getting it.
I'm telling you the truth. All right.
About what?
churches.
Most
Well, here's
European-
one
most
example.
European
One of
countries.
our church leaders in society, a big one, he was a Pentecostal, and then he switched over to Baptist for political reasons. I'm talking about Al Sharpton in Brooklyn. He used to hang out in Slave One, and then he went to Bethany Baptist. Right, man. Listen, I'm telling you, it's all bullshit. It's just
so you,
political
right.
shit
So
now.
you think it'd be
It's all
beneficial?
political.
So you think it'd be beneficial if we ban religion?
No.
I'm asking
that's
Cedric.
not
I'm
where I'm
asking
going,
Cedric.
brother.
I'm asking Cedric. I'm asking Cedric.
So to answer your question, we would first have to educate, like our
No,
education.
no.
levels in
Nah,
America.
ain't no educating nothing. Ban religion right now.
No,
Right
Ken
now-
is correct. That's
First of
that's
all-
the
Not ready.
mistake
We're not
you
ready
made in
right
the
now.
Let him
first
answer. I
place.
want to hear his
Secular
answer.
country.
Go ahead.
You're in a secular country, right? So to create the illusion that because the people are religious, the country is religious, or that's a wrong premise.
Listen,
You're in a
what's the
secular country.
I asked
That's number one.
question. What's the
Number
question?
two, ban religion. No, you don't ban religion.
No.
What you do is you educate people in religion. Eventually, it's going to die a natural death. In the most European countries where these religions come from, those countries are predominantly atheist. There's like that 10 to 15%
hold on, Cedric.
There are
The
maybe
only
10
flaw I
or
see in
15% of
brother Cedric. The only flaw I see in what you're saying is you say educate the country and blah 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 blah. They going down natural death. We've educated a lot of people, and they still go what they feel like they believe or they feel like it's right.
Let me continue my
so
argument.
Educate. Hold on, Cedric. Education alone ain't gonna do it. Some people just ain't gonna fuck with what you're talking about.
When you look at the demographics and the development in the European countries, that is a step ahead of what is taking place in the US. You look at Finland, you look at Sweden, you look at Switzerland. These countries are Norway, they are 99 to 100% atheists. The population, they don't have any churches, they don't involve themselves with churches. Their education is the highest in the world. There are people, the welfare and the benefits that the society have.
What can I go at? What can I go at?
What's the population size?
Hold on,
bro.
Hold on. So I'm not denying what you're saying.
Density matters, bro.
Their education system.
Where's the source to back that up, Cedric? I'm not saying that you're wrong about that.
I'm gonna find where I read this stuff. I can't pull it up out of my head.
That would be a good. That would be a good
I let
source.
this stuff go a long time ago. But these countries are all atheists. They don't have any religion. The population themselves, and it died a natural death. Why? They focus on education, fundamentals of education, and they put education, they even reinvented and revamped their education system, especially in the Scandinavian countries. They have 4-day work weeks. They have 4-day work weeks. Their education level is on par with none. They're second to none. And these countries are all atheists. And in more and more Western countries in Europe, Spain, France, the Netherlands, what you're seeing is an influx of Muslims that are now the predominant religion, because the native Dutch European people, they don't mess with no religion. That shit is nonsense from a societal level. And you look at the way these countries function, it's day and night. Their politicians don't entertain any religion. They don't have to come up and go to any churches. None of that. Because their education is eliminating this. And when we're having these conversations, when we see irrationality and we see logical fallacies and we see the excuses that are like, what? Is that an excuse?
I'm looking at Finland.
Lack of the ability to reason something.
I'm looking at Finland, and it said that 22% don't believe in a God, spirit, or anything. 42% believe there's some sort of spirit or force life, and 33% believe there is a God. That's not an atheist country.
Listen, let me quantify
you got 33% of people believe in gods. The rest don't. That's
they believe that there's some type of spirit. You know what
that's not belief in God.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. So that makes it
atheist. Quantify what he was saying.
Oh my God, they believe in a spirit that's rational.
He's not wrong on. I'm not sure of the numbers exactly, but
I just
the figures.
Can pull it up. I can show it to you. So
the figures you're looking at may be a bit skewed from the one he's talking, because
he said Finland.
The numbers he's talking about is post a very significant migration from the Middle East into Europe. So the numbers might be different now.
He's talking about modern day Finland.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly, Google Scholar. Like I just explained, when you look at religion in these countries now, what you're going to see, that they're going to talk about God, but they're not going to be specific, and the majority is going to be Arabized people, the Arabs that bring in Muslim, Finland, Sweden, these countries. The influx of the Arab population is who are the religious in their community.
Right.
The rest
So we'll
of them
take that. So we'll take that. We'll take that. Hold on. We're gonna take that for the let me get to Finland for the 33%. But
while you're looking at Finland,
because he specifically brought up.
Yeah, I mentioned Finland, so that's a good.
Why I
that's
specifically
a good
looking
example.
at.
Right, and it's pettifogging, really.
Yeah, pretty much all the Nordic countries are similar. But what I want to say is we got to understand that the United States is an anomaly. It's not the norm. It's an anomaly. In terms
There's a lot of deception here.
A
lot. There's a lot of deception here. It is a secular country, but the people in power, I mean the class of people in power, they push religion on, the people. They support that. That's why it's tax exempt.
Governed as secular, even though it's supposed to be by the Constitution.
So we focusing on Finland right now, right?
Well, I was trying to get away from Finland, but
got 33%. Okay, what's at the top of that?
Try Denmark. Denmark.
I believe there is a God. Okay, boom, Finland.
43% believe there's some sort of spirit or life force.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah. Okay, boom.
And then 22% don't believe none of that.
Yeah, so atheists don't believe in God doesn't mean they ain't spooked out.
Yeah, so 40.
That's right.
Believe in a spirit or some kind of force or some shit.
No, a lot of them are like.
Well, hold on. What was the point in bringing this? What was the point in bringing this table out though? So
it's pettifogging.
No, because they were talking about because every time it's like kind of unks. Every time when somebody say I gotta go look it up.
Yep.
No, he was talking about religiosity and the impact that education has on it. There's some correlation, but what
and he didn't want to pull up any churches in Wyoming.
I said when Sosa asked me if you ban religion, I say no, you don't have to. You focus on education, you focus on proper thinking, how to reason, and this thing will die a natural death. Because when we entertain the discussions about religion and we try to make excuses, all we end up doing is entering into the domain of irrationality, illogical reasoning, logical fallacies, and the likes. That's all that happens.
Yeah, I understand. Like nobody's arguing. Don't educate religious people. Like that's not what we're arguing. We're saying that religion plays a pivotal role in society.
Yeah, but that
hold on, James. But hold on. So I'm saying that there's a need for it, and it does serve a purpose. So in the meantime, while we're doing this type of education, that fabric is in play and it can be used to benefit people until we get to that point. Because we're not going to get there no time soon.
If I may interject, the argument that you're referring
to, I'm 100%
covered by a man
point.
called Voltaire with a Pope. You guys might be familiar with that conversation because we're talking about some original white atheists now. But Voltaire had a serious conversation with a Pope dealing with exactly what you're talking about. And the assumptions are replete with errors, that the Pope is making, both of them, really. But Voltaire I thought he won that argument. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. I think I got it somewhere in my file.
Me with Voltaire.
What did he say? What did he say, James?
Well, no, the argument, the value that you're talking about of religion, that's the argument the Pope was making because he refers to man's inherent flaw.
Yeah,
right.
But the argument that I'm making is not the argument that the Pope is making. Like that's not the argument I'm making.
Let him finish.
I'm not a Pope. Like that's an argument made by somebody religious.
Let him finish, Stosa. Let him finish. Go ahead,
now,
James.
Because when you mention that the effects on society and placing value judgments like that, this is in fact what that conversation was all about. Now, if you say it's not the argument that you're making, I gotta take it at face value. But it sounds like the argument that you're making.
Yes, same argument.
No, he's saying that you can't take away religion all at once, just like that. That's the point he's trying to make. The point is, from evening we are on here, a lot of people have been arguing that religion serves no good purpose and it's all bad and we need to get rid of it. I am of the opinion that without religion, we would be better. But if you yank religion away from people at this point, like this,
right,
it's a detriment to society.
Yeah. At this point right now,
Facts.
it's gonna fuck us all up. Let's just be honest.
No,
let's be real.
So to expand on that, the point that I was making is that hold on, James. Let me make this. But the point, and that's why the point I was making, like, so use that as a place where you go and bury your dad. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that social structure of healing and feeling better, you know what I'm saying, about life going forward. Use it for that.
Mm-hmm.
Use it to have hope when things seem down, bro. That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Until we get to the point to where everybody can get that type of no God concept, but we're a long way from that.
Hey, Cedric,
would you rather give somebody a fish or teach them how to fish?
Teach them how to fish.
Would you rather them have the placebo, or would you teach them how to deal and cope with these realities of life?
We would rather what you're talking about.
More benefit for the individual.
We would rather what you're talking about. Cedric, but the reality. Hold on.
It's more valuable to not to teach niggas.
The reality is. Hold on, Cedric. The reality is, we would rather what you're talking about. But when we go to these people and we like, yo, hey man, this is the real shit about the religion shit. This is what's real about the Bible. Yo, all the shit made up, blah, blah, blah. They gonna hit you with, yo, yeah, I hear you, and the shit makes sense. But, you know, this is my upbringing, bro. I ain't about to turn on my upbringing. And that's what we dealing with.
Yep, so that's like Chef.
I mean, no, the Chef don't get it twisted. Chef don't believe in none of that shit. Chef just playing devil's advocate.
Chef
like playing devil's advocate. He's not be real. Like Chef don't believe in none of that shit. Chef, he's not a Muslim either.
Yeah,
he don't believe in none of that shit.
Submitted.
Playing that vibe. Huh?
No, I'm saying, like, when y'all niggas die, most of y'all atheists, damn near majority of y'all, your family gonna take y'all niggas to church and bury y'all, man, and mourn with their family.
Yeah, my mama gonna take me straight to the
pray and say, God with you.
Because they're gonna, if things go correct,
I'm gonna bury my
parents,
casket.
and my children gonna have to bury me. And my children never saw the inside of a church, so ain't no way my children gonna come inside of a church. They know what to do.
Hold on, Cedric. That's why. Hold on, Cedric. I did not.
They ain't gonna have you in the casket, Cedric.
A absolute statement. That's why I said majority. So if you're in the non-majority, that's cool. I said the majority of us will, bro, and that's just
your kids. So your kids are gonna bury you in a church.
Cedric gonna be on the goddamn.
Yeah, you know why? Because my aunt, my aunt, and my cousins are reverends, bro. Yeah, they gonna bury me in the church.
Sosa.
Cool with that.
Sosa, hold on, Cedric. Sosa. Cedric gonna be on the motherfucking dresser in the urn somewhere, yo.
No,
meanwhile,
that's not it.
No, you gotta set up your own service.
You have to let me tell the complete story. Then you take me out, my ashes in the backyard.
They gonna put you in the water on the Caribbean.
You plant a tree on them ashes, and that tree is gonna grow, and you're gonna remember there's where your dad is buried.
Yeah, but tree. You know, when you bury, you know, there's a whole different level.
No, ashes, bro, burn me.
Listen,
please burn me.
Man, you got to set up your own
have a whole funeral. Hey, look, I want my people to have a whole funeral
Kent,
for me. I ain't a bullshit.
Hey, but Kent, though,
bury me, nigga.
Hey, but Kent, peep the ritual. I'm gonna die. They gonna burn me. Then they gonna bury my.
No, you might. No,
listen.
Your parents
I'm saying his example.
They might give you a whole.
No, I'm using his example. The ritual.
Okay.
He gonna die.
Yeah.
They gonna burn him up in the ashes. Then they gonna take his ashes, bury him in the ground, plant a tree. And the tree gonna grow, and the tree is gonna be something to remember your daddy by. Right?
Okay.
Listen, you gotta set up your own service.
It's a complete psychological.
Are they gonna follow that though? Are they gonna do that?
I'm saying but it's for the psychological value of remembering your
Yo,
father.
you know why I chimed in? I mean, after all the talk, you know why I chimed in? You guys were talking. Mo was talking.
Hold on, Sosa was
we
finished,
can't be
James.
selfish.
Let Sosa finish,
We gotta
James.
really set up our own services, man.
James,
You can't be
James,
selfish
I
with your
feel
family.
you.
Take my advice.
James, I feel
Can't
you,
be
but let Sosa
selfish
finish
with your
real quick.
family.
Yeah,
Set your own
you right.
services up.
You right.
I
Let
can-
Sosa finish
That's
that.
not what I'm saying, gentlemen. I don't get what you're
Go ahead, finish, Sosa.
No, I mean that's really the juxtaposition, man. I'm just saying, like, there's a, you know, Cedric gave an example in how that can benefit that child on a psychological level. Yeah, you look at the tree and you got something to remember your father by.
Right, but I was talking more of assurance.
I'm not talking about what you were saying.
You talking about setting your state and all that, which was when Mo Lamb could speak more on that.
Yeah, I was having another conversation.
You need to have our paperwork straight,
Yeah,
so
you
when
coming
we
up-
die, we already have
That's
in
not the
place
conversation
what we need to happen when we die and all that shit. So I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying,
James.
it's like
I get what you're saying.
when people analyze religion and what it is and the effects of it, they look at it wrong. They look at it from the wrong perspective. They look for the wrong output from church, right? Like they'll look at the religion and church and be like, it should produce more scientists. You know what I'm saying? But you should look at the church and be like, it makes people feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the conversation that really what I'm talking about. But they make it a physical
why they
production.
feeling bad in the
I'm
first
talking
place?
about feeling good, comfort, a social circle where you get together with friends and family.
I'm talking about why they
that's what I'm
feeling bad
talking
in the
about.
first place.
I'm not talking about all of the other stuff.
My simple logic in life is I want to know and believe as many true things as possible. So from the time something ain't true, ain't real, there's no value to it. Don't like the conversation you're having, Sosa. I hearing you, but it's not registering.
I don't understand like
hey,
how
Cedric,
that
hold on. I got him right here, Sosa. I got him right here.
Once you get to the point, there's no value. You throw it away. I agree.
Cedric, do your family feel like all your family feel like how you feel when it comes to that?
Me and two of my siblings. It's 5 of us.
So and you got kids, right? And you got your wife or your children's mother, whoever, whichever that may be, right? And if they don't feel like that, you still have to deal with them, right? So you have to deal with them where they're at. And if they're at a place where they don't fuck with what you're talking about, you let them be, and you embrace that, and you just, you don't try to force that on them that, yo, ain't no God, ain't no da da da, and when I die, man, it don't even matter. Like, no, you just let them have that, right?
Yeah, but look, we've reached to the point with me, right? Like with my kids, we have these fundamental discussions. So my 26-year-old on down, and now the task is to my 4-year-old, because in my community, majority of the schools are church-based, right? So my daughter is gonna go to a Catholic-based school, and she's gonna get indoctrinated with the nonsense. So I always put the counterbalance, and we practice fundamental. What I teach my kids is how to reason. So I don't tell them that's not real. I go like this. All right, for it to be real, you need to be able to quantify it, right? So that it must have substance to it. So is there a thing, place, or something you could identify as a God? Let's start. What is it? And we go from there. I don't have to tell them what's bullshit. They learn to reason. So nobody can sell them that bullshit. Simple. I never taught my kids God ain't real. I teach them how to think, reach to that conclusion. Like my son came to me out of the textbook, the lion is the king of the jungle. And I asked him, you sure about that? What about the elephant? Make an evaluation of the two animals and come back to me. So the book said the lion is the king of the jungle, but when he did his research, he came back and he said, you know that? I think you're right, the elephant. That's the real king of the jungle.
Yeah, but see, that's why I be saying, like, when we have this conversation, we talking about like two different things. because the arguments be
So now,
not. Hold on.
proper
Just
reasoning eliminates
hold on. Let me finish so you can understand why I'm saying there's a disconnect in what you're saying and what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is that, you know, a person could be down and they'll say, or somebody will say to them, you know, God ain't put more on you than you can handle, right? Regardless if God is real or not, right? They're drawing an inspiration to think, to say, hey, don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do this. That's just what it is. So yeah, the other shit, I keep saying I agree with the other shit. I'm just saying, like, y'all refuse to say, yeah, you know, yeah, I get that. Yeah, it does do that. Y'all just like, nope, nothing, not a thing. It's like that'd be my point with it. Because I can agree with what y'all say, and I can see the logic, and I get it. But it's like when the other logic is displayed the other way for the other factors, y'all just be like, nope.
No, because there is no logic. It's irrationality. Like that statement you just made right there was completely irrational. Because from the time somebody says that, I could give you 1,000 examples of people who couldn't.
What does rational and irrational have to do whether or not if it makes you feel good?
Right.
But Sosa,
he's appealing to the slow singing and the flowers bringing.
But Sosa, that's where the fall. Go ahead.
And you know what's the most disrespectful thing that people tell me when I walk around like I do and I'm back on my feet? Thank God. And I look at them and I ask them for which part, giving me the stroke or letting me heal only to 80%.
Nigga, they're only saying, Cedric, the only thing they're saying is, man, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad. Bro, all they're saying is, man, I'm so glad you're here to live another day with me. Like, why are y'all getting all into the extra shit? That's what I'm saying.
It's not the extra shit. It's because I can hear what they're saying, Sosa, and I don't get upset. But it's
Sister Mo trying to say something.
Like, I put all this effort in to get back to where I am. You look at me and you thank God, but who do I thank for getting the stroke in the first place? Now, I would be disrespectful if I asked that question, and I do. And I ask that question every time because you don't have the right to assume you could step to me with your God bullshit.
That's stupid.
Let Sister Mo go.
That's stupid.
Cedric. Sosa, but that's that part right there, what you said when you said, okay, I'll use your example. You know, the person uses God won't put more on you that you could bear. Example. That's where the religious folks stop and they don't execute farther, because then they just wait. They just stop. Where's the say that and add to, he won't put more on you than you could bear, and this is what you need to be doing. This, and this, because they just stop right there. That's my contention.
Yeah, of course.
Right there.
I hope y'all not
don't just make me feel good. No, you got to give them some guidance, give them some resources, give them some this. That's the part.
Mo, sometimes, right, when you have things to do, right, and you have the mental faculty to do what you do, right, isn't it sometimes you just need to feel good?
No, I want to be able to do, because if I'm just feeling good, it's not going to take me out of my situation.
No, I'm saying, but you want to feel good. I'm not saying that people won't be lazy, right? I'm not saying that people won't say, well, God will do it for me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the people that believe it and do the other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can give me examples of it going the other way. I agree, it can go the other way, but it can also go in a different direction. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that I'm not saying it's going to go the other way. What I'm telling you is that when I say that they have to do more, if you don't put those tools, if you don't put those educational tools, let me give you an example. There was a church, I attended the church, right? And it was this guy that came in, he became one of the ministers in the church. And so the pastor allowed him to be over the educational portion of the church. So what he did with the Bible studies was he freestyled it. He changed the Bible study into more of a training hub, so to speak. Still had your whole religious content to it, right? But he started training people on how to. Oh my God, it drew numbers. People were just coming out the woodworks. As soon as that guy, somebody else came, they call it elevating them, right, into another position. Soon as they elevated them into another position, someone else took over, the numbers dropped. Why? They didn't have the same concept. They didn't understand the practicality of, okay, you have the feel good portion, and then you got to train these people. They can't just come in. You just can't just sit here and feel good. We're not going to advance. We're going to stay dormant.
Yeah.
Can I interject and support?
I'm not
Mo
saying
on this?
that there are no problems with church.
May I interject and support Mo on this, Sosa?
I'm not saying there's no problem with church or religion.
Listen,
I didn't say it was a problem.
When I was little in the islands, I used to hear the old heads say they put it the same way they put it as cattle hornet too heavy for his head. That means bear that burden, right? But let me tell you how I could merge what you and Mo talking about. Yeah, that feel good thing that you talking about, that relates to me as peace of mind. So when I got my business straight, I got insurance. I'm not selfish with my family. I know if I was to go before time, they taken care of. This is called peace of mind. This is called practicality. This is called real to real, right? But when people just bear that burden, that's stopping short of completing real critical thinking and action and putting it together.
Right. Do you think I'm saying that? Like, is that what you think I'm arguing?
What's that you're saying? You were saying feel good. You were just saying feel good.
Are you thinking that I'm arguing for people to feel good and don't do nothing else and just stay stagnant? Like, do you think that's what I'm campaigning for?
No, not you per se.
No, that's what some people do.
I don't think you're advocating.
That's what some people do.
All I'm saying is what you said so far.
No, I'm saying that's what some people do. But the person that's telling you to say, hey, listen, man, God will put more on you than he can bear. I mean, it would matter if the person that's telling you that is like into real estate and stocks or has a business, then he can give you that type of information to push you forward, right, and help you along that path. Yeah. But for somebody that's on the same education level as on you and don't know the methods, they can offer you words of encouragement to go forward. Mm-hmm. Then now you go do the work.
You better give me some.
I know what you're saying. I feel you, man. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like if you go to a friend's house, if you go to see a girl or whatever, a friend that's down, look, I'm just here to lift you up.
Right.
You got to do the work.
You know what? This is funny. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, right? And I made a comment. Because I'm dealing with my injury, right? And so I made a comment. I said, man, they said, man, why you get upset when your man always give you compliments? I said, because I don't want him to give me compliments. I want him to bring his ass to the gym. I don't need that. I don't need no feel-good speeches. I need you to be hands-on and do this. Well, if he just gave me compliments, I would feel good. I don't need all that. Then that's why you're asking your situation you in. Now, based on what you're saying, so you would side on her side because she like to feel good stuff. On my end, I'm like, hey, no, we need to be doing something. I need to execute. I don't need to just sit here and be happy all the time. I got to be able to do something about it. That's what I'm saying. That there's a lot of religious people.
And in solemn occasions, I understand.
Monica, but what I'm saying is that I'm not talking about him, right? He's doing it for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you want him to do it, but that's not why he's doing it. He's doing it for you. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't gonna agree, so we gonna stop right there.
No, I know. Who you think he's doing it for? You think he's doing it for himself?
No, but that's not. I don't need that. I need you to be in the gym. Come spot me. Come walk. Then guess what? I'm gonna be the happiest person ever. But if we just having this emotional feel good moment, my ass gonna be fat and sad.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be fat
and you're gonna
but he's not telling you.
But
he's not telling you to stay. Yeah, but he's telling you to go do it. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't go do it too. I hope.
No, at the end of the day, you got the mind power mode to go ahead and do that. Like you can go ahead and do that on your own. You reach a level. You reach that level to where you can hold on, Mo. You reach the level to where you can self motivate yourself. Yeah. Some people need more than that.
Yeah, Ken,
and I think that's what a lot of it.
It's like people look at other people and think that they can do the same as you. Like that's just
right. No, we ain't all equal. All humans ain't equal. Some people need extra.
He may never be able to do what you
in the United States. You're equal under the law.
Yeah. No. We ain't talking about law and shit. We're talking about some people don't need God, right? Like I don't need God. Social don't need God. I don't think nobody on this panel need God to motivate them to do anything. But we overlook the people that do need some type of something to believe in, right? And that's normal. It's a human thing. Some people need that in order to do things, and that's just the way the world is. So we either going to accept that. Hold on, we either going to accept that, or we're just going to railroad over the motherfuckers that need that, and just don't give a fuck about how they feel about shit.
Right, that's valid. That's valid, brother.
But can I tell you one of the reasons we have a lot of suicide in the military and in veterans is for the very conversation we having right now.
Good point.
Is that a lot of the programs that we have is pushing exactly what you all are saying, and we sit back, and I sit back. It's crazy. I have, and you're right. I do. I have more willpower than I'm probably giving myself credit for. But we sit back. We sit back into these what you call them, psychology group sessions, this, that, or whatever. And you have this person or several people sitting there, and you have some, you may have some psychs that are saying, let's pray, have faith, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. And the person sitting there looking at them like, I need some hands on, like, this is not working. And we sit back and we make these comments and we say, no, you're gonna have to give me a guide. I need something that I can work with. Train me to think in that manner that's gonna help me move farther. That's not gonna work. That's foundational. That's something that is there, but that is not helping me because I'm sitting here and it's one or two things that happen, and they're dealing physically and they're dealing mentally. And that one little foundational thing is not helping. So what do? They say, you know what? It's not worth it. I might as well go on and cash out, because they missing the point of, I need to do something. I have to execute. I have to be able to do something. That's not going to work. And I don't understand why.
Is it not going to work because they don't have the willpower to do it?
No, I don't think that's it. And the reason I don't think is because when we are, I'll use the veterans for example, because that's what I can speak to, because that's what I am, right? When you join the armed forces, you hit the ground running with learning and doing. You're doing tactical and technical. You're constantly, it's both. It's not one without the other, right?
Big facts. When
you come out, you don't have that. You're practically almost doing nothing, or you sitting dormant. Even if and you always have somebody constantly, when you're in the armed forces, you always reaching higher levels. There's always something that you're reaching, whether it's whether it's promotional on the performance side, or whether it's I want to use something else, but it can't come to mind. But anyways, you're always reaching towards another level, right? A higher level. Why? Because they have this hierarchy of tactics that they use in order to get you there. When you no longer have that, and this plays relevant in religion as well. When you no longer have that, right? And now you're just out dormant. Let's say you age out of your parents' house, right? You're going into college, or you're going into the workforce or wherever. And there's not that extra blueprint in the military that happens. So once they come out of that blueprint, there's nobody else there to give you that next level. There's nobody else there to give you those next steps. So you're looking for the next organization or maybe religious institution that you can gravitate to something else that you can do, something else you can execute. And when if you're only getting the feel good side of it, and there's nothing else you can do after it, so you just come in, you just feel good, you're not gonna make it. And I don't think, and when people talk about, so when you talk about, okay, well, you should self-initiate yourself. So like I have strong willpower, right? But guess what? I hired a trainer. You know why? Because I already know I can sit here and I can think about getting in there. I built a whole gym in the garage. I can pass by that thing every day. No, I need to get on the bike. No, I need to get on this. I'm not gonna do it unless somebody else comes and coach me through it. Why? Because you get to a point, people get to a point in life where they're like, you know what? If somebody else don't come and help me through it, I'm not gonna do it. You can have all
I agree.
That motivation.
Right, you preaching now. Now let her keep
that community.
Right, you're not gonna do it. And so I think that with all the intellect, with all the moral foundation, whatever, I think that part right there, one little gray area, that person that we had a sheriff, the sheriff. And I tell this to psychologists all the time because they always like to say, well, you okay because you got, what are you worried about? You got the funds coming in, you got this. And I look at them and I said, you know what? There was a sheriff that got off of duty, went around the building and committed suicide. You know why? Because everybody thought he was okay.
Wow.
But Monica, now, this is what I'm saying.
Hold on. So let her finish the story.
So when I go back into my veteran settings or whatnot, and the I think somebody on here is psychologist or have a psychology background. When we go into the settings and they say, okay, well, if you don't say something that gives me an indication that you need to be in this side group or that group, that group think or whatever, then I can't see. Send that veteran, or you can't give them a list and let them identify, where they would like to participate in that would may help them out of their situation, or maybe give them a spark so that they can execute better in life or to live a much more productive life. Then how do you think they're supposed to talk to you about something that's going to give you an indication of what they need? That's crazy.
Right, so here's what you just described, right? Is that within that there's a institution or a system that's not there that should be in play for veterans, right? That should be instilled there by the government, right? To take care of the veterans when they come home and help them reacclimate or whatever issue they go through. You're saying that they need better psychology and different things like that, right? But because these institutions are not in play, the only thing they have now is the church, which is now supposed to serve the role that all the structure that's missing, that they're not even supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's my issue. I feel what you're saying, but I'm saying it's like that is not the church responsibility right there. That's not what it's for. And if you use it for that, then yeah, there's gonna be some negative outcomes. But that's only because
but as we know, it's used for more than that.
But in history, that's what we were used. But in history, that's what we have used it for.
In history, you use it for, but a lot of times we talking about historic going back. A lot of people using it for are skilled in that particular field. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. So I mean, so that's there. But coming forward to veterans and more psychologists, better psychology, just a system. I don't think the church should be used for that. I agree. The church should not be used to take veterans home and teach them how to reacclimate into society.
Here's my point. What the church is used for, the feel good, if I was to quote you, that it's on that, that's normally most effective in the most downtrodden of people, when they're in the most detrimental state, like the atrocity of this type of trafficking that we've went through. I mean, this is not too far removed from that. Yeah, there's a lot of us in financial issues, skill issues, but moving forward issues, stagnant issues, and they lean on that type of religiosity to bear the burden. And I'm talking about trying to alleviate the thing that's causing it in the first place.
Hey, man.
Okay.
Good luck.
I think it can happen. So if you kind of the reason a lot of the mega churches are successful because they do have those branch off classes and trainings that help with that.
Yeah,
I've attended.
But I'm saying, Monica, they're going an extra mile.
But they should
recognize.
I think the Bible requires them to. I will find the scriptures. I'm just not a lot of rusty in it right now, but I think that they are required to. I think that the Bible actually outlines
the Bible is weak.
But Monica, let me ask you this.
Weak in those areas.
Let me say this though, Monica. You got the scripture, right? And you got the game. If you started a religion, right, based on the things that they're doing, right, and then run that same program, you'll kill them.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
You take that religion, but be Reverend Monica Lamb, and lift millions of black folk up using running the same game. It's that powerful.
Listen, I'm in on that.
Listen, I don't. No. I can't be a pastor or any of that because I'm not. If you knew me personally, I have a zero tolerance for. I don't have no patience for people continue to do the same thing over and over, knowing they're gonna get those different results.
Think about it.
But wait, no,
Monica,
we're not thinking about that at all. Listen,
don't teach that in your church.
I'm not. I don't have to do. But listen, I'm doing what you're asking me to do without being a pastor.
I know you're doing it.
Let me make that very clear. But
I know you're doing it without being a pastor.
Yeah, but if you can have atheists thinking the way social thinking, you're gonna have a market.
No.
I'm just saying,
I cannot be because see, pastors and religious leaders, they are more counselor type individuals. I'm one track, when it comes to counseling. I don't have no wiggle room and all of that. Once I'll put you through a program, and if you come over there making excuses and you're not really putting your best foot forward, you're not gonna like me as a pastor.
Social
they'll love
in
you.
my closet. I'm trying that. I'm gonna try that.
Hey Mo,
this
better suits me.
Mo, quick question. You messing with that Invest Fest?
I'm gonna be at my paparazzi conference in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. Right.
Now,
you think it's worth going to?
I didn't look at the agenda, but any conference, I would say I'm a strong advocate for conference type settings because it will either give you ideas on what you need. It will give you ideas on what you need to do and the type of information you need to seek out when you're looking for financial advisors, or it will help you if you already advanced and it will help you get clients. So I'm all for the networking of any sort, whether it's with the conferences with those guys or it's with associations. I think that when people are sending their kids out of high school going to college, they should be required to join associations and attend conferences at least once a year. I think that if you are in any business, you need to be a part of their association in that industry. All of that. So I'm all for that investment conference.
But Sosa got a point because I'm gonna write a modern testament. I'm gonna call it the Modern Testament. Man, you got a point there, man.
Hey.
I'm gonna make you a bishop in that one.
There's more to
it. Hey,
but you have to
cut her off, man.
But before you do it though, you gotta but see, that's where my concept comes in on training. But if I was to consider being a religious leader, I'd have if I didn't have a training program, if I couldn't put everybody through a training program, I couldn't do it because I've been brought up on always being a part of a team concept and training all the time. So I went from basketball into coming out of high school into the colleges, into the military. My understanding is that if you don't train up people, then you can't really be successful. With training and rewards, those two things right there, if you provide a reward system, good reward system, and a training system, you would develop a good culture. And that's in the church, for schools, for communities, or whatever. If you don't have a training base of some sort of whatever you're trying to do or whatever you're trying to get out of, then you can't. And I think that's why the Hebrews are successful. I think that's why Adam are successful. They got numbers. They come out in numbers, the supportive numbers, because they have training hubs. And they have training hubs in different areas. They take you through these little rites of passage training hubs. And I think that if our church develops some of those training models, just like NOI and the Hebrews, they do. I mean, we can look at some of the crazy things they do, but the training pieces and how they train people into positions to do certain things, to be about that life, it can't just be happy-go-lucky. And I think that's where the unsuccesses of the churches go, because we just go to be happy-go-lucky. But if we actually created some training hubs, women programs, men programs, youth programs, whatever, then we would have better outcomes. That's what I'm saying.
Let me comment on that. Listen, Mo is talking some best practices, code words that we got to pay attention to. This is serious business. I commend the idea that you are, putting forth right there, Mo.
Yeah, because think about, even in your own home, think about it. I used to train my niece and nephews.
Training. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
training is, I'm big on training. Training, and my acronym for training is transition, relationships, and innovative networking. If you don't train in your home, in your institution, your organizations, or where you are, because here's what happens. Things change every year. Let me back it up. Information and the how-tos don't change, the systems change, the applications on what you're using to facilitate that knowledge forward. Our people get left behind because they are still stuck on the process, the applications of the 80s and the 90s, the early 2000s, and the systems have changed. That's why you got to constantly change on systems. The information may be there, but the knowledge may be there. But if you can't do the systems, that's why it's important to constantly pass down knowledge. If we don't do that, then guess what? You can feel good all day. Go keep on feeling good. You see what's going on right now?
I see some of our
Manhattan rent is $5,000.
Right. Let me ask you a question, Mo. The person that's training you, they're atheists?
I don't know what they are. I'm just share information. I don't really get into
that wouldn't matter
what somebody background. As long as if you could share information, I'm cool. Share practical knowledge that's going to give me better living conditions, food, clothing, and shelter, that kind of thing. Because if you're a lot of individuals who claim to be believers can't give me practical knowledge. Some who are not religious can't give me practical knowledge. But if you have the skill set, pass down the information. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
pass down the information so we can have better. If we don't do that in anything, it don't have to be stocks, bonds, and real estate. If you have practical knowledge to get from point A to point B, you might can get me to B, Kim might can get me to C, James might can get me to D, Cedric might can get me to E. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But give me something that I can move forward so I can continue to have a vibrant lifestyle. If not, shit, I'm gonna just be happy, and then guess what? I got to go back to grandma's house, and then because here's what's happening. Here's what I see happening on the ground. So, and you guys are from South Carolina, so you probably witnessed this or know this. So I go into a community, and great grandma, they did their thing. They left back homes, right? And then because that child or that child's child didn't have anything to build. I'm not really know the situation, but I'm just speculating. Did not saw fit to keep it up or advance it. They just lived in it, got rid of the insurance, so they can't maintain the remodeling of it. Now it's not even a good living condition to be in. It's unsafe, right? It's unhealthy. And then now here's that person that made 60, 70, 80, and now they're on assistance, which is probably the rent, or if they had to refinance it or remortgage it or reverse mortgage it or something of that nature. Like that kind of the practical knowledge I'm talking about, that we just, those people who are in the church every Wednesday, every Sunday, if they just created that extra hub to say, hey, listen, this is what you guys need to be doing. Don't sell your land, keep your insurance, make sure you're doing your, 10-year maintenance, 20-year maintenance, this, that, or whatever. Just some practical knowledge to keep your community going. I think we will be in better places.
Right. So you're saying we need to get a lot more Monica Lambs to work alongside people in the church to help.
No, I think the church knows. No, I think the church knows. I'll be honest with you, I think the church knows.
Yeah,
I think that
whether they know or not, sometimes you need that person to go there and let them see how applicable it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta go where they are. I mean, you gotta go where the people at.
But I think that I don't think that what I'm saying is an isolated thought. I think that there are many individuals.
I'm not saying isolated. Yeah, I'm saying that. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I'm not
right. I think that. Yeah, I think that there are people in their religious institutions that can. I think that sometimes, I think it's many variables. Let me say that. I think it's many variables of why certain things are not happening. I just think
some people use religion to con people. Some people get in religion because it's a good way to make money, right? Mm-hmm. Some people get in religion to actually help people. I mean, so yeah, that dynamic exists. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you know, I'm not rejecting that the negative exists. I'm just saying, like, you know, in terms of, you know, it's just about meeting people where they are. You know what I'm saying? And even my experience of dealing with individuals, it's like even people that would eventually become atheists, like it was a smooth, like it was a slow, smooth process of planting seeds and meeting them where they are. Like if I would have came at them on some total atheists, they wouldn't even heard me out. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that they have to become an atheist for them to be productive?
Of course not.
Yeah, Mo's a Christian. Mo's a Christian.
And I think
Mo's a Christian now.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But
it seems
I'm not a Christian knucklehead.
Yeah, but it seems that a lot of people. It seems that that's the that's like the mindset that we're fighting against, right? Because they're saying, like, it's in the end, it's like they're saying, if you get a religion, then it's a negative because you have nothing to offer society, because you're religious, you're irrational. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, nah, you can be religious and you can go be a neuroscientist or a neurosurgeon, whatever.
No, we're saying offering God to people has no value.
I'm trying to you're gonna cut me off. All I'm saying is that, you know, religion is harmful in terms of where it's applied, right? If you apply it to science, and yeah, it's going to be destructive. That's not what it's for. You know what I'm saying? But if you use it to comfort people when they're down, you know what I'm saying, to motivate people, I'm talking about using it. If you use it for those things, then it's beneficial. You know what I'm saying? So I can come up with examples where it's harmful. I'm not saying it's can't be harmful. But I'm saying in terms of, but until they get where they are, until they get to that point, and you know, we gotta
make sense.
We gotta make
sense.
No, but how do you get them if they get motivated every Sunday, and years have passed by and they still getting motivated? How do you get them from the motivation?
No, he makes sense because he's speaking almost like event driven.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, you still gotta produce the outcome, but you can still run the same spin. You know what I mean? You can use the same concept. If I'm dealing with somebody and they're religious, right? I'm not going to hit them with, God ain't real. This is a game.
Right.
This is the game I'm gonna run. Hey, listen, you know God ain't gonna.
No, that makes sense.
You know God wants you to quit. You know what I'm saying? Like He love you. He ain't put you on this earth for you to fail. I'm gonna take what they got, and I'm gonna use that and weaponize it to push them. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually, if they get to the other side, then I can welcome them into the other side. Because guess what they're gonna say? Damn, so you believe in God?
Right. I questioned my parents
about
religion, but I never pushed them. I never pushed them.
Nah. A lot of times if you push them,
I have a question.
They fight. A lot of times if you push them, they fight.
You have a question. You have a Bible and you have a science book. Which one you gonna give to an individual?
I'm not talking. Yeah, I'm talking about
science book.
I'm talking about.
I ask somebody comes to you and they're down.
Book. That's not
their finances are messed up, and you have a book on investment, and you got a Bible. Which one you gonna give to them?
Let me ask you this: like
how money works.
Yeah, of course. Like I'm saying, it's like y'all act like I would disagree with the scenario how you just framed it. But that's why I keep talking about application.
But
application.
So when I ask these questions, it's in reference to your.
No, I'm talking about application, Cedric. Why would you apply it there? Why would you not apply it if somebody broke up with their girlfriend and they're crying? So
no.
Why would you not apply it there? Now listen.
No, take away the book.
I'm not saying
I'm gonna give him a book.
Because I know I'm not saying that you can't make a rational argument in doing it. I'm talking about if you're dealing with somebody that's already there.
When I'm trying to make a point, why can't we make a simple point? Because I'm hearing you. You don't want to hear nobody else because the religious in you maybe don't want to hear a simple point. So you would give them the book with the knowledge. Okay, now take away the books. The person is in front of you. You have the information and the understanding, and you got their God. What are you gonna give them?
Nice.
It ain't nice. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Cedric, how do you think? What's the process you would do? You think to taking somebody that's religious and maybe walking them out of religion?
Well, take the book.
I don't have to walk. I don't have to walk nobody out or nothing. But I ain't gonna come to somebody at no point in time, even if they're religious, and refer to God. Why? Because in no part of my analysis of their problem and the information they need requires a God. So why would I give them that placebo? Why? What positive outcome does it have for that individual in the long run? Now, if somebody comes to me and they have a conversation about God, I sat in a bar, in a cafe with a friend of mine, or a Facebook friend that came from Holland. She's 100% religious. And we had a conversation for hours about her religion. She knows I'm an atheist and she's religious. We had a cordial conversation. She knows she ain't gonna convince me. I know wasn't going to convince her. But at the point somebody tried to push their religion on me, I pushed back hard as hell. However, when we're dealing with a religious person in a situation, I don't ever bow or step down to their religion to reach them. There are other tools. I'm going to teach them how to fish instead of giving them a fish. I ain't never going to make you feel good. This is what you need to do. This is how you deal with that situation. Bam, 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 bam. If you want to go pray to your God about what I tell you, fine. But at no point in time am I going to entertain the stupidity of having a God conversation with you. Even if you got a Bible in your hand, I won't do it. My integrity just doesn't allow.
You see, I could do
folks
that.
Different strokes for different folks. I don't even get it.
Yeah, because if I may say, I could do that. I could do the opposite. I could have a conversation. I'm not afraid of a conversation with them. I grew up Pentecostal. I actually read it. This is why I arrived at where I arrived at. The fact of the matter is, people communicate with people, right? And the thing is, knowledge of that book is really strange to most Christians in this country. Let me be specific. Christians, I don't know if it's all around the world, but in the Americas, they hug upon this book, but they don't read it. They don't read it, right? So I'm not afraid of any conversation with them, but in that conversation, I think I might be skilled enough to draw to the facts of the matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
for different folks.
Most religious people haven't read the Bible. So when you start dissecting the Bible and they go, huh? That's in there? Huh? What?
Mm-hmm.
They know most of them are casual religious based on nothing. So they don't even really believe in the God they say they believe in.
Yep.
Like when you ask them
They
what
ain't
God you
trying
believe
to,
in,
because they ain't trying to necessarily learn it, man. It's a social group.
Right.
It's not a goddamn college curriculum course. That's not what it's for.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a belief. It's a
what's
belief.
Bible study for? They go to church and they all go to Bible study and still don't know nothing on the Bible.
Nope.
Because they're
When they say
that's
train
a
them up in the way
damn
they should go,
social
why
group.
not?
They
But
ain't
that's
there to
not
become
how
proficient in goddamn Bible.
I don't think they. I don't
But
think they think like you,
they're not
so I don't care
proficient
what
in
you're
the
talking about.
foundation of what they believe.
Yeah.
So
Church
they
is
believe
not
So
in
they
the
don't
God of
think
the
like
Bible,
you.
bro.
but they
Church
have
is not
no
for you to go
idea
there and
what
goddamn
the
learn
Bible says.
They there for the preacher. Goddamn, I know it's a hard day. I know you've been praying, Lord, and then things ain't going. That's man, like we act like we ain't never been to church now.
Right.
You don't know what they do at church. Come on, man.
The ones I like, the churches I like are the ones who had the application to go with it.
I like that.
I mean,
I like
no,
that.
I'm being
You said
honest.
the churches you like. I like that.
Yeah, the ones I liked is the ones that had the applications with it.
I agree.
I didn't
The
like the ones
application, you
that,
mean like real applications, like formal
yeah,
applications? Oh, wow.
yeah.
No,
No,
but when you
no, I'm
said
not talking
that,
about like that. No.
when you
I'm
said
talking about applied
application,
knowledge. Stop that.
yeah,
I'm
when
talking
you
about,
said application, this is what related to me. Now, let's talk science. There's what's called the hierarchy of learning, right? And on that lower level of the hierarchy, it's like a little triangle. This is how I teach it. And on that lower level,
we're familiar with the triangle.
right? It's rote. Yeah. It's rote, right? Rote, and then understanding, application, and then correlation, right? So what? When someone was doing the preacher voice right there, this or the whole congregation really is stuck on the rote level. They don't even get the understanding. This is how bad it is. The condition of the people that we have to comfort sometimes that you're talking about, Sosa. And yeah, that's why it's effective when it's at that point.
Right.
People can learn to reason in church. Your mental ability to develop proper reasoning is stuck. Once you embrace any of those ideas, any one of them, your critical faculties are jarred. And the more you see it, where are all the churches? In the poor neighborhoods. So the poor people suffer from Monday to Friday, Saturday, wait till Sunday to go to church to feel good a little bit, to go back home and suffer again, because God's going to do it. From the time you have that type of foundational belief, you're poor, you're undereducated, and you lack the ability to reason critically, you're not getting out of that situation. Church is bad for Black people.
Yeah.
Right.
And the way money works, nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Listen,
you know,
this conversation wearing me down. I don't think we're gonna get nowhere. I think all the statements, all the positions have been stated. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody gonna be where they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, but look, I just, my thing is like, I'm like evolution. I don't care how it works as long as it works. You know what I'm saying? So, in the meantime,
so you're saying the church needs to evolve.
Yeah,
you said the church needs to evolve.
Yeah, it is. So I'm saying
that's with the presupposition.
I'm just saying I would say pray for us, but y'all don't pray. But with all the religious folks, our time is coming soon. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, thank everybody for coming out, man, to the Sula Killers. Thank you, Mo, for coming through. We appreciate you.
So you come back to Carolina, you got to stop by.
Okay, yeah, for sure. And jump on more. We always need more women representatives. You know what I'm saying? That way it ain't just, I'll give a different perspective. It's an all guy. Just, so yeah.